We all want to live long lives. But then there's that other part when you're talking to your parents and you're listening to some of the things that they're going through. And it's kind of like, man, getting old ain't for the weak.
It's not aging. It's aging while consistently living bad habits. That slow hand is killing us. We were talking yesterday about our parents and aunts and uncles and things. And as we looked around in our imaginative minds at many of the couples that are our parents' age and around that age, and we've talked about how much going to medical appointments really is like such a key influence in their lives these days. They spend so much time going back and forth to all these doctor's appointments. We see it, what it can be, if we live on autopilot.
Yeah.
But it's super important to me to do things differently so that we can at least move that time where you're dealing so much with medical stuff further in life, or dodge it altogether. What are your thoughts on that, and kind of what are some of the ideas that we've seen work?
I don't know. Have we seen something work?
Yeah, I have.
What have you seen?
The blue zones. Blue zones, there are 5 blue zones around the world where they have the highest concentration of people who live to be 100 years old. And
So you're not saying someone that you know you've seen it work. You're talking about like in things I've read around the world, this is what's working.
Yeah, well, it's a beautiful thing, to live in the internet era, the connected digital era. Ideas travel fast. Back when we were kids, I had National Geographic, and that was
Encyclopedia Britannica.
Yeah, my entire imagination had to inform me on what was happening in some other place. But now we know. Now we see video. Now we hear audio. Now we see studies. People travel there, and there's scientists there who report. So we know that in these blue zones, people live much older with much less medical care, and it's a result of what they do every day.
Which is?
Wow. So there's a list that I don't have in front of me, but I do know some of them. Some of them are, like, one key one is that they have what's called a pod in many of these. And it's so funny because we're not talking about one culture. This is recurring in multiple areas around the world. They find these similarities that all these places have. So the pod idea is something that I know we both have, and it's really fantastic. And that is the idea that you you live and grow old with a circle of friends. Which is nice. It's people who celebrate your birthdays with you, celebrate anniversaries with you. That part of fellowship, which is now even accessible to us digitally, is key. Another one is what we call the plant slant, which means that their diets are primarily plant-based.
Interesting. Okay.
These people live longer lives. And I think, just taking a pause for a second, what it means to be categorized as a blue zone person, aside from them aside from those places being high concentrations of people who live very long, is I think the normal thing in the United States is that we live our lives and we get sick. And then now we manage sickness for years, maybe decades.
Yeah. People
are on medications and things. And then you're healthy, sick, die, versus in these blue zones, in many cases, it's healthy, dead. Which is cool.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Another one of the blue zone ideas is that people live active lifestyles as a part of their regular life. Not necessarily that they go to the gym, but like one of the blue zones is Okinawa, Japan. It's a place where fishing is like the key thing. So multi-generational activity is helping out, pulling the fish in, pulling the nets in. It's an active lifestyle.
Yeah.
So that's 3. Having a healthy friend circle, having a plant slant in your diet, having a naturally active lifestyle. Another one is having purpose, ikigai, which means like knowing a main purpose in life, something that you wake up in the morning for, which is another thing. So we've gone down this list that I can remember, and I don't know all of it, but I think what my question is how do you feel about the idea that we're not immortal, and that even though we're healthy today, we may know where this ends up if we keep living according to our family's normal versus doing things differently?
I'm all for doing things differently. I don't have any problem with that. Does that mean moving to a different area of the country or moving to a different country. Fine with that. Changing our lifestyle to the point where it's much more of an active lifestyle. I can't imagine us catching fish, but I'm not opposed to that either.
I think you're missing the point.
No, all I'm saying is we change up our lifestyle so that it's much more of an active thing. I'm all for that. Why not?
Right. Yeah. So it's not about leaving where you are or moving to one of these places. It's about taking the lessons from these places and applying it to your life wherever you are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think that, and I wouldn't say that where we live is a stressful place, but I don't think that, maybe moving to Barbados is a bad idea.
No, I love that idea.
I'm open to all of the things. The plant slant, I'm open to it. Because we've tried it for a week, I believe, and I enjoyed it much more than I thought I would. I will say that.
It doesn't mean that you don't eat meat. It just means that a much larger portion of your diet
is plant-based.
Is plants. So let's look at it like literally it's a plant-based. You take your plate and the basis of your plate is vegetables and then the other stuff. So it's just mindset switch and I think the important
mindset switch and consistency.
Yeah. Like it has to be you have to have assigned some importance to it. And if you can do that, I think my message is that we can end up doing better than our parents or our grandparents, which is what they want for us anyway.
Right.
And I think that the things that we do and really get consistent with will also translate to the people who come behind us.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah. Now, here's the hard part. Can we convince our parents who are already wherever they are and whatever age they are to hey, why don't you try something a little different?
I don't know. Imagine yourself in your 70s. Are you feeling like, one, I want to live to 100? And two, are you feeling like I'm willing to try all these new things in order to live longer? Or can I just maintain at this whatever steady state I'm at right now for another 10, 15 years?
I think it depends on how much discomfort you're in. I think that if you're experiencing pain and you don't think that pain can be handled in other ways besides medication or surgery or whatever, then maybe you're ready to call it quits or don't necessarily want to go to 100.
I got to say, talking to our parents and talking to older people, we all want to live long lives. But then there's that other part when you're talking to your parents and you're listening to some of the things that they're going through, and it's kind of like, man, getting old ain't for the weak.
Yeah. It's not aging. It's aging while consistently living bad habits. That slow hand is killing us. And I guess my point in that earlier conversation was, why do you want to stay around? Like, if you do get the time, what are you going to do with it? And I think that's back to that purpose piece, having a purpose. Like, I'm here to write the book, or I'm here to influence the great-grands, or I'm here to, my work is so important to society, or I will do work that is important and beneficial to society. So it's important for me. I think it has to be more than just about added duration eating more Twinkies.